It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Helene has intensified to hurricane strength and is expected to bring life-threatening storm surge, surf, and rip current conditions, as well as damaging hurricane-force winds to Florida and the southeast. Considerable flash and urban flooding is expected, and that's across portions of Florida, the southeast, and southern Appalachians. Closer to home, hot and dry conditions will continue into next week. Record high temperatures are possible on Friday, followed by a slight cool down for the weekend and then early next week, but temperatures will still remain above normal. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. As a reminder, there is a road closure on East 10th between North Scenic and Scenic Place due to road repair. This should wrap up tomorrow. Paint striping, water blasting, and thermal marking will be performed for multiple areas in Alamogordo through tomorrow. The paint striping will occur in the daytime. Water blasting and thermal marking will occur at night. If you don't want your car to get painted, keep it off the roadways, please. The bridge located west of the intersection of Washington and 10th is under construction, so you can anticipate lane closures, detours, and congestion as work continues on the north and south sides of that bridge. There's a slower speed limit now down to 25 miles per hour on 10th between Utah and Washington. As a reminder, the Republican Party of Otero County is not having a meeting this month. The Village of Tularosa is having a special meeting this Friday. That'll be at 2 p.m. The agenda is available on villageoftularosa.com. U.S. Senate candidate Nella Domenici is offering a meet and greet in Chaparral tomorrow. That'll be at the Betty McKnight Center from 4 until 5:30, 190 South County Line Road in Chaparral. The United for Autism event, sponsored by the Alamogordo Police Department's Mobile Crisis Response Team, the Otero County Advocates for Disabilities, and the Paso del Norte Health Foundation, is taking place on Saturday from 10 until 2 at the Sergeant Willie Estrada Memorial Civic Center. It's a full day of family fun, visit with local resources, and local first responders. Kitty City will be at the mall this Saturday along with Animal Control.
Come to the White Sands Mall Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Kitty City and Alamogordo Animal Control will have both cats and dogs available for adoption.
Kathy Denton from Kitty City. The Kitty City, New Mexico Facebook page has details. The website has profiles of available cats. The Alameda Park Zoo presents a reptile show taking place at the Education Building on Sunday at noon. Don't miss out on the chance to learn about these amazing reptiles. The event is free. Zoo admission rates do apply. 575-439-4290 for details. The Lincoln National Forest will host a free public tree planting event at the Trestle Recreation Center next Saturday, October 5th, from 9 until 3:30. Volunteers can arrive at the Trestle Recreation Center at 9 a.m. to register prior to participating. Be sure to wear appropriate clothing and footwear, and bring essential items such as water, lunch, sunscreen, and any personal protective gear. Limited gear and tools will be available on site. You can check out the Lincoln National Forest Facebook page for details. The Alamagordo Night Out is coming up on October 5th from 4 until 8 at Washington Park. We heard from Stephanie Hale of Thrive in southern New Mexico.
There will be live music, food trucks, and many other community partners available to provide information of what's going on around Alamogordo. Squad up with your heroes at the Alamogordo's Night Out, hosted by the Alamogordo Police Department and sponsored by Thrive in southern New Mexico on October 5th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here in Washington Park in Alamogordo.
If you have any questions, please call 575-439-4304. The Chaparral Community Organization presents the Burger Cook-Off happening Saturday, October 5th in Chaparral. We spoke with Ray Vasquez.
This is our first burger cook-off. What we want to do is let's see who makes the best burger. We are inviting the public and whoever has a food truck, come out and see if they can win the $250 first prize.
If you have any questions, it's 915-219-0418. Great news from Animal Village NM. You can once again get your dog or cat spayed or neutered for just $65. Sonny Aris told us all about it.
In Otero County, that is Paw in Hand on Cuba near Albertsons. In Lincoln County, that is Ruidoso Animal Clinic. The vet will schedule your surgery for you after you have the paperwork from Animal Village NM. Then you'll get your pet spayed or neutered for just $65 instead of hundreds of dollars.
AnimalVillageNM.org for details. We heard from Ned Klein of the Kiwanis Club to discuss the most improved students of the month.
We'll start with, and we have 3 students, of course, a 6th grader, Paul Penowell, a 7th grader, Tatum Bell, and an 8th grader, Mateo Carbajal. Mountain View Middle School, Aurora Bethard, Adam Bustillos, and Damaris Grando Ortiz. And then in Chaparral, Damian Majors is the 6th grader, Jeremiah Heiser is the 7th grader, and the 8th grader is a repeater, and that's Anakin Burton. Anakin is a young man who was chosen in the 7th grade as the most improved student for the month of December in last school year. So we start off the year right away with a repeater. That's pretty neat when 2 different groups of teachers select a young man as the most improved student.
Did anyone else notice that Anakin was the chosen one? Anyway, you can hear that conversation in full on our YouTube channel. Well, today's Thursday. That means we get a Thursday thought from our good friend, Pastor Lauren Noble.
Good morning, 95.1 listeners. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday thought. I was reflecting on a conversation my AA sponsor and I had about 30 years ago. He was in his 80s at the time, and he married his wife when he was 15 and she was 14. They stayed together until death separated them. I was asking him one day how he stayed together so long, and he told me, well, we were raised in a generation where we fix things, not throw them away, and love is a choice, not a feeling. There are many times I did not like my wife too much, but I chose to love her anyway. Probably more times she didn't like me either, but chose to love me, because love is a decision, not just a feeling. Today we live in a society that if we don't like something or someone, we replace it with something new, or we think is better. And we grew up fixing things in our day. And I think about that and think that is still true today. We are a disposable society, and we tend to, if we don't like our car anymore, go buy a different one, or we don't like this person, we break up with them and divorce them or go find somebody else, and we've become really a disposable society. And we need to kind of step away from that and remember that love is a choice, not a feeling, and people and relationships are not necessarily disposable. Let me say a prayer for us. Lord, help us not to be such a disposable society and to remember that people and relationships have value. They aren't just disposable and something you can just do away with because you don't like them or that feeling anymore. Amen. Until we meet up again on the airwaves, blessings to you.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The Las Cruces Police Department and the Las Cruces Public Schools are reminding students of the consequences of making, posting, or sharing threats of shootings. Recently, 3 Las Cruces students were charged for posting threats on their social media accounts. Shifting to our north, Bernalillo County District Attorney Sam Bregman says he wants to make an example of teens charged with having guns at schools. Although teens having guns on campus is not a new problem, Bregman told KOAT that he hopes to put a stop to it.
I think we're paying a lot of attention to it right now because of the disasters and tragedies that have happened in other places in our country.
2 ACE Leadership High School students, aged 16 and 17, were both found with guns on September 20th. Another student from a different school was also charged for the same thing. On Tuesday, all three attended court virtually, where the judge decided to hold all of them.
I will tell you, if they think, well, I'm here doing it just to protect myself, that doesn't work. You're still violating the law. You're still committing a crime. We're still going to hold you absolutely responsible under the law.
In Bernalillo County, that crime will get you charged with a 4th-degree felony. You'll face up to 18 months in jail. Former Bernalillo County Sheriff's Deputy Kyle Linker pled guilty to a federal charge of obstruction of justice. Linker admitted to contacting a confidential informant about him being targeted in an operation by the DEA, leading to a transaction being canceled. The DEA executed a search warrant at the home of the informant. More than 470 grams of methamphetamine were found, along with a firearm inside of a vehicle. Linker now faces up to 20 years in federal prison. New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham and Texas Governor Greg Abbott have been in a heated debate regarding a wire fence set up between the two states. On September 14th, Abbott tweeted a photo showing the Texas National Guard installing razor wire between Texas and New Mexico, stretching from West Paisano Drive to the Texas side of the Anapra. Texas says this is to help slow entry of illegals into Texas. Sutherland Park Fire Chief Daniel Medrano shared his concern with KOAT about water rescues.
I do understand what Governor Abbott and the Texas government's trying to do. Again, to reiterate, my biggest concern would be for Texas first responders. If they had to get to the river on that area, they would have to go around into New Mexico.
Approximately 51.4 million illegals have entered the U.S. under the Biden and Harris administration. However, since last year, U.S. Customs and Border Protection showed a 37% drop in encounters for the El Paso region. Of course, many credit Biden's executive order that shuts down asylum if a daily average of 2,500 migrants arrive. But it does not apply to most illegals who cross into the U.S. through the official ports of entry. So believe you me, they are still pouring over. Carlsbad City Council approved a trial run on a single-use plastic bag ban on Tuesday night. The trial for the period will go for 2 years and begins on February 1st of 2025. Under the ban, restaurants and retailers within the city will not be permitted to offer plastic bags to customers. Instead, they are encouraged to provide paper or reusable bags for free or for a small fee. Councilor Mary Garwood helped draft this ordinance and says it got unanimous support at Tuesday night City Council meeting. Garwood said the idea behind the ordinance is to keep the area litter-free and to protect animals. Motorists will now be cited for speeding in Bernalillo County. Drivers caught speeding by a speed camera will now receive a $100 citation or a $25 fine with community service. The cameras went live around a month ago. 6 cameras are scattered throughout the county. Parents can now pay child support with no additional fees in the state of New Mexico, thanks to a new point-and-pay system rolled out by the state. This allows parents to post a one-time payment without having an account. Beginning October 1st, the e-bill express will be a thing of the past. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 35 matches for New Mexico volleyball today, including Tatum at Lake Arthur, Carrizozo at Magdalena, Cobry at Silver, and Reynoso comes to Alamogordo. Go, Lady Tigers! There's also 4 games for New Mexico football today. Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, clear tonight, sunny tomorrow, winds up to 15 miles per hour. Your high today in the basin, 90, low tonight of 64, high tomorrow, 93 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 16. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 70, low tonight of 47, high tomorrow, 71 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts. complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.